Ooh, oh my goodness, that might have been a little loud. I'm gonna drop the audio here just a tad bit for y'all. Hopefully, I am not killing anyone's ears. It looks kind of loud to me. Anyways, good evening. Welcome to another cast of VRML Breachers. Today, we will be casting. It's gonna be, I believe, Eradiate and L1TE Esports. So again, my name is Martini, and today I have just me in the booth. I'll be chilling here for tonight. So let's go check out this matchup that we currently have between these two teams. I don't think they've ever played against each other, and I would be shocked if they did. I mean, check out L1TE Esports over here. They, I think, only have one game under their belt, and even then, that I believe was a game that ended up being a forfeit. So they literally have zero game playing record versus Eradiate on the side. I mean, they've been playing, looks like just this season, so but they have a fair amount of, can't talk. A lot of games underneath their belt. I mean, 10, 7, and 2. They've been playing at least, up to 19 games this season against L1TE Esports. At least as a team, they've only played 0 real games. But I would definitely say it's not impossible that L1TE Esports can make something happen out of this. Because I was checking, going through some of their player roster, and I noticed that actually a fair amount of players were already in a previous VRML team, if not for maybe since preseason. I'm not quite sure if I saw every single player, but it definitely looks like a lot of these players have been playing since preseason, at least this season, potentially even preseason, from L1TE Esports, and I mean even Eradiate too, right? So definitely on paper, it looks very weird. Eradiate's got a lot of games underneath their belt, and L1TE Esports, on the other hand, has literally no games underneath their belt. But again, I would not discount them. That doesn't mean they can't make something happen here. And that's why I honestly picked it up. I saw some high votes, and I had the availability to ignore the weirdness going on the screen there. I had some things that I need to archive these replays, but hey, we are good here anyways. So that's what I'm seeing between these two teams. I mean, Radiate has been playing for a fair amount of times. I think they've even been casted a variety of times too. So they definitely have the experience under their belt. Yeah, I casted Eradiate versus Ice Cream Truck. That was a pretty solid game. I remember that. But yeah, I casted Eradiate before, and L1TE Esports. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how L1TE Esports makes this work together, considering they're a newly formed team, and I mean they are really working till the end. I mean, because the season, at least the normal season's over next week. So this team has been put together to basically play the last 2 weeks, and hey, they might be able to play. They might be able to play some great games. I'm excited to see what L1TE Esports kind of brings in, and showcasing that hey, like even if you're a team that just formed, you can still be casted and picked up. And I mean that's what happened today. I saw the hype votes. I had the availability. I was like, you know what? Why not? Let me pick it up, see what happens. And let's see how this works out. But anyways, looks like they will be taking a second as one of their players is late. Gonna throw in some sponsors, obviously, because y'all know how it goes, because they really help out VRML and let us do what we want to. But anyways, shout out to HyperX. Always say can't thank them enough. I mean, we've gotten giveaways from them a variety of times, and I mean they even help support the casters. They help support our champions. We give them some great high quality HyperX hardware for whoever ends up winning, in the NA Grand Finals is upcoming postseason. That'll be exciting to see. So definitely check that out in January whenever that does happen. But anyways, HyperX provides a lot of great products to VRML, and we have a great partnership with them. And again, if you want to get 15% off some products, I mean, they gave us a sponsor code. It's like HXVRML23, all uppercase. So definitely check that out. And another one that I always kind of give a little shout out to is VR Cover. I mean, it's one of our newer sponsors that we did pick up, providing some great high quality hygiene and a comfort solution for popular headsets. I mean, y'all know how it is when you have the VR headsets on. It's a little uncomfortable because of the face shield or the face cover, and it just feels funky. VR Cover definitely has some products to help you work that out, because I know sometimes after a long play session, it just makes my face feel weird and just kind of funky. And sometimes when if you get a little sweaty, that becomes a whole different complication on its own. So definitely check out their own products if you want to enhance the comfort of any of your devices and, play in VR longer, because I don't know about y'all, but I enjoy playing in VR. I definitely don't play as much as I used to back in the day, especially now between casting and just doing stuff in life, That's just how it goes. But that is it. I mean, I'm trying to think of what else I can discuss, because This team looks like they're gonna be taking a little bit longer, right? Violate My Pixels, you're my favorite cat. You know, thank you, Violate My Pixels. Definitely a very interesting name there, but I love hearing when people hop on a cast and they enjoy seeing the cast we got, right? A lot of people in the chat already. It's kind of early today. This will definitely be fun. Wow, a lot. Sorry, y'all. I totally missed the chat. I did not see this. I'm calling a draw 6675. DMAG. Okay, DMAG. Interesting. Expecting a draw between these, but still expecting Erad to come out on the end of it. 7-0 for Eradiate. A lot of Eradiate fans in the chat. I mean, someone said TTTV Josiah, Eradiate should win, not gonna lie. So definitely some hardcore Eradiate fans. But hey, I keep saying, like, I've seen some of these teams form really late in the season. I think they might have disbanded. It was Ice Cream Truck. They came in swinging. They knocked a lot of these teams out. They hopped into like top 25, top 20 really, really fast. And that's what I keep seeing with these newly formed teams. It's like, you gotta remember now, like, as the seasons go on and on, every newly formed team, at least for the upcoming time, they're just going to keep getting better and better. And while we do have the master tier, I mean, the rest of the ladder, there's a lot of place to really fight for, especially for a newly formed team. So I would say they look very new, especially considering the team literally has 0 games underneath their belt. Maybe they might have, you know, with the forfeit, I will say it does jump them up a little bit than a normal team that came out with only 1 game. But a lot of these team members on Light Esports, they do have previous VRML experience, right? So there's that's not, yeah, I wouldn't want to discount that either, right? Dusty is going to carry Radiate. Yeah, I see Dusty. I've seen Dusty come up a lot. That's definitely a name I remember from Radiate. All the time, doing really well. My game prediction 7-0, Light 6-6, and then 7-0. Yeah, people all over the chat is really big on those Irradiate people. I forgot Uncle Ron was on Radiate. Gotta give hope, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. That's a funny one, Tower Poppy. That feels weird as funny. That feels weird to say. Gotta have hope. So he said there's gotta have hope, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. I like that. Paladin, what's up, Paladin? How you doing? Yo, check out to Dusty Buns for president. Dropping in $20 in the chat. That's dope. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, again, if y'all ever donate, we appreciate it. I mean, yo, your name, where is the ticker? It's not showing. I'm so sorry, y'all. I usually the ticker's there. I totally took it out. Sorry, when I sometimes do things for some of the Breachers cast, we're trying to get another one out. I just have to adjust some of these OBS settings, and it does throw everything off, but it's okay. I have to remember to turn it back on. But if you ever do something like Dusty Buns just did in the chat, your name will be at the bottom of the ticket right there eventually, because it'll say like, hey, you know, this person donated this amount. So we always try to show some appreciation when people do throw money our way, because I get it. Like, you don't have to do that. I'm here on volunteer. You know, I'm here to support the community because I love y'all. I love Breachers. I love seeing what we can do with the community and how we can kind of move forward, right? That's some really cool stuff. And I will definitely say there's a reason why I chose casting this. I could have ended up casting for something like Onward, or try to check out one of these other types of VRML games. And I did casting a little bit. I don't know if y'all remember Echo VR. That was way back in the day. I did like community casting for Echo VR. Then eventually I started doing a little bit of Breachers community casting. And then, you know, luckily VRML did pick me up, and it's been a fun ride. I mean, preseason was amazing, and you know, it's great to be here now. But yeah, I don't know. We always appreciate when y'all are in and chilling with us. Someone said, are we good to go at 10? Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm ready to go when y'all are. I am ready to go in this team. Anyways, it looks like Light Esports not starting off on the best note. I mean, they got 4 players in, so that is unfortunate, but we'll be starting this one out on Hideout. Definitely a map that is a lot of Breachers players are very much aware of, but again, Light Esports can be starting this one on a harder note, considering that they started like moving this around. They will be starting off with a 4v5. Definitely not the best way to start off your season, or I guess end of season, whatever you want to call this, considering we have 2 weeks left in the season. But hey, you know, you can never count out how much fun you can have even coming up in these last 2 weeks, right? Anyways, Eradiate can be starting today on defending, and I always say on this map, because Hideout tends to be more of an attacker-centric map, that I think whoever ends up winning this is usually built on whoever can really hold down that defending side. And I mean, Eradiate is off to a pretty solid start without the game even starting, because it's a 4v5, and y'all know how those bots are on the attacking half. They just run in and just waste lives. So they don't do as well on the defending half. But anyways, let's see how this one starts out with Light Esports. Definitely seeing some people in the garage trying to figure out how to enter this, and definitely an interesting spread they got here with a 3-2 setup here. And Sprite and Dusty look like they're trading blow for blow, but no one quite going down yet. I'm gonna go check out Radiate side. Let's go watch this from the defending side. And never mind, Regenerate able to knock down Shino. A good start for Light Esports, able to start this off. I keep waiting for Solo to drop in through Garage, but I guess they're taking their time there. And Dusty just watching a really long angle. But anyways, looks like on the other side, let's bring this to the other side. Light Esports getting prepped to potentially go in on this A side attack. Drags coming live, not quite running to anyone yet. Trying to watch those corners, because I know how those pesky roamers can be. Man, my camera was funky today, so I'm trying to, like, they're all over the place. I think Dusty trying to check those corners, see if they can get a little pick off here. The wall banks come through, but not quite connecting with anyone. I think Solo on the other end. I'm trying to see if they're going to do anything on the corner of my eye, but nothing quite happening there. And lots of blows going back and forth, nothing quite ending. Never mind, FaZe CC knocking out a player. I see Uncle Ron swinging wide, trying to get that Taurus pick, but unfortunately not landing anywhere there. That is just an unfortunate situation here, and I'm trying to see. The Easy is down. FaZe CC coming in, going in, swinging hard. While Renegade's trying to get those wall bangs. Famous FaZe trying to poke in, but gets knocked out by FaZe. And FaZe, I mean, they're knocking players left and right. And X3 on the back end getting that stab from Solo. Can Uncle Ron get this one? No, I thought, I really believed in Uncle Ron there, but unfortunately Renegade able to knock them down, and it looks like Renegade trying to hold their corner and just survive at this point, maybe getting another pick off. As he does hit that long angle. No, they just missed it. But anyways, Renegade decides it's better to peel off and just chill. And that was definitely a rough start for Light Esports. I mean, they had a solid start, but things started falling apart a little bit towards the end there. So things were working out for them, but they kind of just fell apart really quickly. And I mean, what can you do? You got 4 players starting out, but it looks like 5 players are finally in for Light Esports. Unfortunately, they did have to start obviously right on time. That's just how it goes with Breachers and Renegade just chilling there and having a good time at this point. And looks like Shiloh just super chatted $5, $4.99. Let's go. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I love when I see people dropping in donations and stuff to the chat. Like, I appreciate it. It's fun. Y'all don't have to do it, but I mean, I love it when y'all do it. You know, that's just crazy stuff there. Yeah, thank you so much, Shiloh. Hopefully you can get your name on the ticker later on. It'll show up at some point. I don't know how long the ticker takes to like run all the way through all the updates. I think it probably pulls like the last like 10-15 games, and then it just does like super chat donations. Whoever does it, it'll like give you a little thing, you know. So yeah. Anyways, sorry, I'm just talking today. I don't know what it is. I'm just like kind of just talking. Anyways, Light Esports off to, it had a solid start. I don't know if you all remember, they actually got a pretty solid pick off of that front staircase, and I thought they were actually gonna be able to make this work out, because I'm like, no way. They had a good entry start, got to pick off pretty soon off, and then looked like they're gonna get a pinch going in from there. Unfortunately, didn't quite work out there. I thought they're gonna have some crazy flanking play, because they had Solo on the back end there from Light Esports, but unfortunately that didn't really amount to anything there. So that's what I keep seeing with Light Esports. You know, I'm seeing like kind of pieces here and there that seem to start working, but nothing quite falling into place yet. But we'll have to see yet. Anyways, Dusty playing very aggressive, trying to get a pick off. I mean, they almost knocked down Renegade, but now they've decided to peel off and relax a little bit. I mean, they're on the site's on the first floor, so definitely a very aggressive roaming gameplay there coming out from Dusty. Uncle Ron on the bottom. Definitely lots of things going on here. Actually, this gets a pick off. Unfortunately, Uncle Ron able to knock him down, and then weak move. Never mind. They're just fading blow for blow here, and Light Esports trying to get their best foothold on this game. Unfortunately, they pushed right into storage, and they had an okay entrance. But I mean, Eradiate, I don't know if you saw those. I literally could not keep up. I could not keep up with the kills coming in, but Eradiate just knocking them down really fast with the count. And that's why I keep seeing the Light Esports. You know, I mean, it's only round 2. Like, I can't. We're going into round 3. Sorry. So I can't analyze too much yet from Light Esports. But from what I'm seeing, oh, is that like a new gun? Let me see. I have not seen that skin. Shino, quit moving. I'm trying to see your skin. Oh yeah, is that a new Vezin gun? I haven't seen that one yet. That's cool. Let me see. Yeah, that's a new gun. I don't think I've seen that. That must be new. Look at that. Check out that gun. I'm loving some of the skins. You know, they're creative. They're cool. Appreciate them a lot. But anyways, Light Esports, they're trying to get their setups, but things just aren't quite working out. I mean, and what can you do? Like Eradiate, they're a pretty seasoned team considering they played, I think, very much the whole season. On top of that, several challenge matches. So they just a lot of rounds of matches that we're not quite seeing yet. And I mean, Light Esports, this is literally their first game, first cast game on top of that. Anyways, first assault rifle round, and I will say the economy looking kind of mixed and weaker for Light Esports, considering that Eradiate has a full Vezin, you know, fully outfitted Vezins everywhere. Unfortunately, we're not quite seeing the same thing here for Light Esports. And Dusty already getting a pick off on solo there. They were literally not ready for that. I mean, that was a great swing from Dusty there. Famous Sage aware someone's in there, but trying to see if they can get the pick off himself. And Dusty gets another piece there. Ooh, and the smoke comes out. Definitely making it a little harder for Dusty, but Liku comes in and swings hard. Sprite coming in on that little hallway to shut it down. It looks like we have traded blow for blow here, as both teams now down to 3 versus 3. But I mean, Light Esports definitely now rocking the same health economy, as they definitely take a lot more damage. Connector swings wide, almost gets a second pick there, but unfortunately doesn't work out for them. Doesn't matter. As Chino's on the back and getting that shot off and fades, and we get that right on that foot. I don't know if y'all saw that, but I think it's literally at the foot there. I don't know if I can get that in the replay. And they just shot him on the foot there, I think, just barely. Oh yeah, the blood coming out of their calf almost, I think. It's just bad timing for Light Esports, and I mean, Ron just needs a lot of people talking about Ron in the chat. Dang, his uncle. Does everyone know Uncle Ron here? From Eradiate, it looks like Uncle Ron definitely has some fans in the chat, or I guess haters, or just people talking about Ron in the chat. Looks like a lot of people expected him to play the Taurus there, which is kind of hilarious to see. But anyways, Eradiate off to, again, a really solid start, and this momentum is starting to kick in as they're now 3 rounds in on the defending half. Remember, they're on the defending half, so they're showcasing that they're doing a really good job here and holding it down. Unfortunately, Light Esports is struggling to get it, and they'll get some equalizing shots and really get close to having something almost work out for them, but unfortunately doesn't quite happen there. That's why, like, I see it. Like, Light Esports is just almost there, and it's crazy. Looks like we might be going for some kind of distraction play here, as 1-4 formations kind of getting set up here, as the 4 other. Checking in the wine cellar. I'm wondering if Shino's here to check it out. Maybe aware that someone's there, and almost getting picked off potentially there. And again, we gotta. I can't downplay that economy. That Light Esports, look at it. It's definitely kind of a weaker economy. I know they definitely had a lost round, but I will comment that their 3rd round. I always say this: if your team doesn't have fully outfitted Vezins by the 3rd round, someone messed up in their economy management. Ooh, the frag goes live and it doesn't quite land where they wanted to, and ooh, pulls wide, but that refrag just happened there. So we got blow for blow here. back, and Exvius is definitely there waiting for pounds. And I am waiting for them to pounce too. Looking to try to get the pick off, but doesn't matter. Sprite's there for the pick off, and they were not ready for that. It's cold. Why? But Dusty able to shut that down now with 2v2. Never mind. FaZe CC shutting that down, leading it down. And Weak Moves is, oh my goodness, you're going blow for blow here. Now between Dusty and Weak Moves. And Dusty checking those corners. They know someone's in there, but do they know where the EMP is? That is the question. I don't think anyone knows on the side of Eradiate, because that definitely was a pick off that no one quite saw. Now between Weak Moves and Dusty, and I think Weak Moves has to make some kind of move, otherwise they will not be able to the EMP, and things might not work out for them. And I think Weak Moves is not aware that Dusty's in the corner, and this is about to be a crazy move here. Oh, and Weak Moves unfortunately not ready for that angle from the Eradiate player as they got shut down there, and that does give the point to Eradiate now 4-0 to Light Esports. And again, just hot off the momentum as they keep it pushing all the way through, and there's not much we can do here. Light Esports has to do something to tighten up their ship, otherwise they will be going down pretty soon, leading this into a first map win for Eradiate as they're off to a beautiful start. And I think definitely one of the MVPs might be Dusty, putting out some really good numbers here. And FaZe CC, both players I keep seeing pop up with a lot of kills coming through. And on top of that, they've been surviving a lot of these rounds. I mean, sorry, never mind. FaZe CC, especially one death in the pocket. That's pretty impressive there. I'm Ron's ex-lover, ex-teammate. That's yeah, a lot of I like, you know, I love when the chat's a lot more active. It's fun. I think sometimes when I'm casting and like no one's really talking in the chat, it's just kind of like I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, you know, this is fun, I guess. But now it's really fun. Oh, Dusty popping really early. And again, we keep seeing some crazy aggressive gameplay here from Eradiate's Romans. Unfortunately, doesn't come up to anything now as Dusty is knocked down, giving Light Esports a good advantage here now, leaving a 5v4 attack for them. And it looks like they can also get the Vezin from that on top. How are they going to attack? That was a question. Might be going really aggressive on the hatch above potentially. Anyway, setup going here. I feel like this is such an underrated hatch. It literally cuts the sight in half and it gives you so many good angles. Anyway, frags coming out. Pretty solid throws. Unfortunately, no one there in the way. Looks like Eradiate definitely aware that they are above the sight now, but not doing anything about it yet. Never mind. Sprite has another beautiful frag in the corner. How do they have so many frags? I swear I already saw like 2 of them dropped out. That's crazy. Anyway, Sprite comes in. Actually is ready for that. Able to knock him down with the count. And yeah, those hatches, they work, but you gotta coordinate them with another kind of push, otherwise that is what's gonna happen there. Chino shutting down the other player. Where is Renegade and Famous Age both hiding above? And yeah, jump hatches, you gotta coordinate them, I think, with another. Never mind, they go in for another jump hatch. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Sorry, that was. I'm sorry, y'all. I normally should not be laughing. It's just, you know, when you see 3-4 other players jump down a hatch and someone keeps doing it, it's hard not to. And that's what I always say, hatches, you gotta know what you're doing with them, because there's so much risk and liability. Because you gotta consider this: when you utilize something like a jump hatch, people know exactly like where you're gonna land relatively, and on top of that, they know exactly when you do it, because they hear the drop. There's no way to mask that drop unless you have like some kind of crazy sound cue where you jump down right when a frag drops or something like that. So you gotta, usually I would coordinate with some kind of other push from another angle. That way it gives you a lot of really good angles from different corners that a team like Eradiate, when they're defending, can't really defend against. Otherwise, you have a situation like this, what we just saw here from Light Esports, where they basically, I think, have one player at a time drop on hatches, and that doesn't really work, because essentially these people are just I mean, Radiate, they did the smart play there. They knew the hatch was blown open. They know people were dropping down. They're just going to wait. They're just going to wait until someone drops. They hear the drop. They pull wide. And the problem is, from a light esports side, when you do the drop, you don't know where people are at. They could be at literally all these different angles. Unfortunately, light esports had a really good start off there. I don't know if you all remember. They had a pick off on Radiate's roamer. They had a frag off on Radiate's roamer, but their jump hatching unfortunately just fell apart right at the end there. And again, credit to Light Esports. I'm like, they're putting out a solid game. They're getting the picks. They're getting you know, solid ideas for strategy. But Irradiate, you know, with the experience that they have, they're just knocking down and holding back, and just honestly waiting for Light Esports to make a mistake. Because Irradiate, they're on the defending half. You know, when you're on the defense, unless you have really aggressive runners, you're more of a reactionary, or try to be proactive about trying to predict where people are going to go. But really, you're waiting for the attack to make some kind of mistake somewhere, and then you really capitalize on that, right? And that's what we're seeing with the Radiate today. They're just really capitalizing on some of the mistakes that Light Esports is making. And I always try to be critical, I think, on a team that's losing, because I know every team can get better. That's what I'm seeing here from Light Esports. They got the talent to get those picks and do really well. It's just, unfortunately, it's not, you know, the execution just quite isn't there yet. Oh, and it looks like Light Esports might have lost a player. Now leaving at 4-5. This is definitely not a good way to end your first half. And Dusty on top getting a pick off already, but it doesn't matter as Radiate loses their own player, now leaving at 4-4. Uncle Rod next year is definitely aware the players will be making some kind of entrance into here. And the flash, unfortunately, I think comes back and backfires on Light Esports here. And it looks like the Yippee already getting planted here. Ooh, and they just were not expecting the players there. And Light Esports getting some picks off here, making things work out. Extra's trying to pull wide, and Dusty pulling in. Is Dusty here to save the day? Yes, they got a pick off. Beautiful pick there. Trying to get another one here, and the smoke goes crazy. Renegade Famous Sage now aware that someone's in there. It's a 2v3, and they're now being distracted. Dusty pulls wide, getting a pick up, but Renegade they're able to refrag off of that. Now coming down Extras and Uncle Ron, and Uncle Ron pulling wide on this. Yeah, and the pick goes off there, and I mean, not much you can do there. And the EMP now getting defused by Radiate. Not surprised there. And just a crazy good start from Irradiate on the defending half, by the way, of this attacking half. I mean, not much I can say. Like, I kind of made my point in the previous round, right? That Light Esports, they got the talent for the kills. They're able to get the picks off. But I think this really does showcase what it means to be a VRML team, right? It's not just about getting picks. It's not just about being able to kind of predict where people are. It's also working well with the team together. And really coordinating it, right? And that's what we're seeing from Eradiate. They're holding their angles. They're making sure when and when not to push onto Light Esports, and kind of letting Light Esports decide to make these mistakes, right? And Light Esports, I want y'all to get one. I want y'all to get one in the pocket, because, like, I know y'all can. I'm seeing the kills. I'm seeing it's possible. You know, I mean, you know, I'm seeing people in the chat. Someone said they just, you know, they're not really seeing the chemistry from Light Esports, and that's the same thing here. You know, there's some plays that I'm kind of waiting for Light Esports to have something kind of spring out, but I'm not quite seeing it. But anyways, we're gonna see Irradiate now finally attack, and I'm curious to see how their attack is gonna be a little different than Light Esports, and whether or not it'll be successful. And it was off to the pistol round. Looks like we're gonna start off with a droning play pretty early on. And it looks like Light Esports did get their player back, so now it will be even 5v5. And definitely a lot of anchoring from Light Esports, so not any roaming play. That's always interesting to note. The breach goes crazy there. Sprite might have put themselves in a bad end. Never mind, it worked out as the breach works perfectly for Sprite, and Uncle Ron gets that pick off on Famous Sage. Finally, I think some Taurus shots out that people wanted to see from Uncle Ron here. And Solo able to get that shot off, and Light Esports doing a really good job at holding down Radiate. Renegade gets the shot off, and Sheena almost getting picked off. And I thought a crazy frag was about to happen there. I don't know if y'all peeped that, but Weak Moves had the craziest frag bounce there that, I mean, Light Esports teammates weren't able to shut that down. It doesn't matter because the frag was there. But anyway, someone says 7-1, I'm calling it. This might honestly be a 7-1, but who knows? Light Esports got their first round. Sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes it's all you need to get that momentum to really kick off. And I will acknowledge, like, team chemistry does flow very differently from attack to defense. And that's something to consider. Maybe Light Esports is more of a defending-oriented kind of team, and maybe they'll just kill it on defense, right? And we'll have to see here how they play against Eradiate. But Light Esports off to a solid start. I mean, they got 1, 2, 3. They might be going all in on this. Four Vezins in this round. So as long as they play smart and close to the chest, they should have this one based off of economy advantage. But I will say sometimes teams get a little too aggressive when they have that 4-5 Vezin setup, because they might get picked off because they're playing a little too aggressive when they should not be. Anyways, Radiate setting up once more. Looks like we got to be on the first floor here. And a solid frag out from Light Esports. I don't know. They might be a defending team. Hey, like, keep your eyes out. You never know. Right here, knowing that some players are about to hop in. Just waiting for something to happen here. Ooh, and the frags are just pretty well timed today, I'll say that. And a flash that somehow doesn't get Sprite, and Sprite gets that 2-piece there. Let me get that little instant replay for them. And picks going left and right for Light Esports. I almost said Little Esports. Light Esports here, but now come down to Uncle Ron with the spectral in hand. Doesn't matter, Solo Q able to finish that off and get them a win. Oh no, that's weird. It's got the instant replay and the instant replay. That's what I wish it, like, you could avoid the double instant replay thing, but nah, it's fine. 6-2. Hey, I'm telling you, Light Esports, I don't know. This might be the momentum switch if they need it. I'm telling y'all. Anyways, really solid last game. I don't know if y'all peeped all the kills, but they again knocked down a lot of Irradiate's players as they were entering. And Light Esports is doing a really good job at holding. And I don't know, for team, when you think about the defensive side, I've seen some really strong gameplay from both teams when they were on the defending half. You know, I know people used to always say, like, Hideout was definitely an attacker-oriented map, but sometimes, I swear, it feels defender-oriented, depending on how the team I think it's attacker-oriented for certain types of teams. Because I've seen some teams just really hold it down on the defending half, and sometimes it does not really feel attacker-oriented, to be honest. Like, you gotta really know how to attack Hideout, otherwise you're not getting any kind of advantage from the map, right? Beautiful entrance frags again from Light Esports, knocking out bots and everything. Sprite, where is Sprite getting that pick from? Oh, from the front. And Renegade able to get a pick off themselves, and people are just getting, look at this. Light Esports literally knocking down all the Irradiate players right before they even enter. All comes down to Dusty and Uncle Ron. I mean, Light Esports, what can they do? Like, they got all these picks off so early in the round. And just the wall bang, hoping that something's gonna hit, you know? And at this point, I mean, down to Dusty and Uncle Ron, moments like this, I'm like, would you consider doing a save round? Like, does it make sense to do a save round? You have 2 Vezins in hand. It's a 2v5. Should they still push it? Should they try to go for killing people? Should they not? I think this is one of the times, like, because so many players died early, I think it might make sense to just hold it off. Go for the save, and look at them. They have 6 rounds in the pocket. They have a lot of rounds to spare. And that's something to consider. You also have round economy. If you win, like, 6 straight, like, you have a couple of games to kind of give up and hopefully come back in the following game, right? But I don't know. I get it. You gotta sometimes play it out because you don't want to hold. Never mind. I think it's a pick off right there. Sprite was just not ready for that. Really good corners being checked all over the place here from Dusty and Uncle Ron. I mean, these are definitely solid players we're seeing from Eradiate. And we're going to see some kind of setup soon. Beat goes live there. Dusty able to get a pick off on a weak moves in the corner. Oh, and Uncle Ron gets another pick on Renegade. And Uncle Ron gets another pick off there. And I mean, they're literally knocking these players down. I just was not expecting that. And Dusty and Uncle Ron somehow clutch up the game. Never mind, Solo, and now down Uncle. Never mind, Uncle Ron clutches that one up. I mean, what else can I say there? Let's finish that up. Let me give that a little replay and we'll run it out. I mean, beautiful, beautiful clutch up there from Uncle Ron. I don't even know what I expected that round. Definitely not this. Where is this? Look, this. I mean, what do you tell? What can I tell y'all? What can I tell y'all? It's just good game from Eradiate and Light Esports. Right at the end, they had that hope. They had that hope. They're going to showcase that they can hold all the way through. And I really think, wow, that video throws me off. But I really thought they were going to push all the way through. I mean, like, it was crazy to see. They held it off, but there's not much I can say. Light Esports showcased that they can do a good job at getting the picks and going forward. Unfortunately, they weren't really able to push all the way through, and that's what we saw a lot of times here, where they got kind of knocked down left and right, and things just it felt like they're about to fall into place. I'm sorry, I'm like deleting stuff right now and refreshing it. Is this gonna work? I hope it does. But Light Esports so many times got really close to making things work out there, but it just didn't quite finish. And is whether maybe a push started off really well, then it just kind of fell apart because of some weird strategies, or Radiate just showcasing their experience. They held it down really well, and it shut them down. And yeah, I mean, like right at the end there too, Light Esports. I know they can. I think they can take one. I think they can take one map. Like I feel it. If all the variables fall into place, I think they can make something work here. But I mean, Eradiate, it's gonna be hard. They're not putting up. They're putting up a fight. They're not gonna let it happen without some kind of fight. And that's what we saw here the whole time. But Eradiate, even at the very end there, we're ready when you guys are. Y'all good to go? Already at the end, I called it. I thought they might have wanted, go for a save round for Radiate. They lost they lost a lot of players at the end there. I mean, it was a 5v2, and Light Esports definitely looked like they had it in the bag. And then, I mean, Radiate made some really good calls. They had Dusty and Uncle Ron just knocking players down left and right, even when I really didn't think they were going to. And they had a really good job of basically separating, player for player. And I think that's where Light Esports failed there on their defending half. Even though you have a huge advantage, you got to remember when it comes down to it, like if someone's really good at forcing these 1v1 situations, that only means Eradiate just has to win 5 separate situations, right? Versus if you had Light Esports more players kind of running in duos or pairs, that means Eradiate has to win these 2v1 situations. But I don't think I saw any 2v1 situation at the end there. And that's how Light Esports, unfortunately, had a really good advantage, but it just didn't work out for them, right? And it looks, are they going in for... Well, one of them just disappeared. Okay, cool. Never mind. Looks like we are starting off on the next round here. Let's get it going. And it looks like Light Esports on the defending half. So I'm excited to see this because we saw Light Esports show definitely a lot more promise when they were on their defending half against Radiate. And I'm thinking we're going to see something similar here, right? And I think if they're going to win, it's got to be a time where they're on the first half where they're defending. And that's what I'm seeing from Light Esports. It's definitely more of a defender oriented team that can really hold themselves down. Unfortunately, we didn't quite see the same efficiency when they were on their attacking half, right? So this one looks like Eradiate's going to be attacking Light Esports, and at this point, it really comes down to, can Light Esports hold out on their defensive side? Can they hold it down all the way to the very end? Or things going to fall apart, kind of like what we saw in the first game, where Light Esports had a lot of good setup, A lot of good entrances and even some good advantages that worked out on their side, but just didn't quite pan out in the end. Ooh, and the trip mine perfectly placed there, and Sprite gets the pick off on phase CC, and with one health in the pocket, definitely running back for sight, trying to survive there. And a lot of health economy, definitely throwing things in the bag for Light Esports. I mean, Uncle Ron now down to 11 health, and Radiate down a player, a whole player in the frag. What the heck was that throw? Was a crazy frag coming out. Sounds like the boots went off, and ooh, a beautifully placed frag, launching right in the corner there. Dusty pulls in, get a shot off. And looks like the Eradiate players are flying in now. Where are the Light Esports players? I think the Roamer might have accidentally played a little too early on that. Where's the EP? Ooh, solo able to knock down Uncle Ron there. Now leaving it down to weak moves and solo. Weak moves, I don't know. They're not gonna see Shino there unless they are. Oh, and a beautiful two-piece there from weak moves. That was a beautiful hiding spot. Not what I expected. I honestly was not sure if it would pan out that way, but that was beautiful. That was beautiful. And that's what I'm saying. Light Esports, I think they got it on the defending half. If they can hold it down this first half on Factory, I think they might win this. They might be able to force this into a map 3, but hey, again, Eradiate's got that experience. They've been holding it down, and they shut them down 7-2 on that first map. The only reason I'm kind of rooting for Light Esports because they're obviously the underdog. I want to see them get maybe one or even close to one map, because I know Eradiate's got a good hold on this game. They're gonna probably win this one out, but at this point, I think it's Light Esports showcasing if, hey, can they showcase that they can come together and win against a team that definitely has the experience. Yeah. Uncle Ron and Dusty are just, honestly, yeah, they were, Uncle Ron and Dusty just chef's kiss at the end there. I mean, what can I say? Killing it and clutching it up in that final round with a 2v5 when both teams had Vezins, I believe. There's a lot of back and forth right now. Radiate's trying to figure out where to pick them off and where to push in. They're playing very wide. I'm trying to see that. Like, all 5 players are playing very wide right now in the Radiate. Maybe trying to get an early pick off. Maybe expecting a roamer or something like that. I see that roamer from Light Esports. I'm waiting to see if their trap's gonna spring somewhere. Ooh, and these two, come on, I'm waiting for the roamers to, there it is. And weak moves, almost trying to make it work out, but doesn't quite happen. Beautiful frag placed in the corner there. Sprite was not ready, gets knocked down for the count, and actually helps to pick off himself. Now leaving down the famous Sage. And never mind, it's down to Renegade there. Famous, never mind. Uncle Ron gets another pick off, and that was just, I mean, what can I tell you? Yeah, I've seen some breakout plays here from Uncle Ron and Dusty. They're consistently just always there, able to get a pick off and force something here, and Eradiate able to knock it out and get 1 point on the board for themselves. And like I said, I think at this point it's really up to Light Esports and showcasing, can they hold Eradiate down and maybe win this out for a map. Eradiate is just showcasing some really strong gameplay there. We saw, like, they had a beautiful entrance there. They had a lot of time to set up, and unfortunately Light Esports didn't really maximize the amount of time there, or the roamers just couldn't make anything happen. Because I think that's what we saw there, that defense that Light Esports was setting up, it really hinged a lot on that roamer able to get some value. Unfortunately, got picked off pretty early from Iradiate's player that did force things to kind of go a little bit off, not work out for Light Esports there, and Iradiate was able to get a really good pinch in on that room. Again, just some really interesting gameplay that I keep seeing from Light Esports. They have some crazy off the cuff frags. I don't know if y'all saw that. That was like a crazy throw there that almost, if Eradiate wasn't aware of it, they might have been able to get an easy pick off. Anyway, FaceCC gets a really good shot off on Strider there, which is not ready for that. Renegade gets another pick off. And this crazy entrance here. Oh, and the trip mine goes crazy. And Swords is looking like a hot zone here. Frag goes wide, doesn't quite land anywhere yet, and Light Esports now down to a 3v5 scenario against Eradiate, so definitely not the most advantageous spot, but definitely not an impossibility. Oh, and Solo. Oh no. Yeah, that's a dangerous spot. I feel like it's always a dangerous spot to just play. Never mind. Shino gets a pick off there. And Shino gets another pick off. Can he get a fourth here with the weak moves as they peel off and they get picked off right when they're running? You know, moments like that, you just can't outrun bullets. You gotta stand your ground and shoot them down. Anyways, Eradiate now showcasing that, hey, y'all had the advantage on that first round. Unfortunately, we're gonna be kicking it back, and they now secured another round win and leaving them at a 2-1 setup against Light Esports. And Light Esports, I think this is either the previous round or this round. They got to do something. If they don't do something, I think Eradiate is going to get that momentum again and push it all the way to potentially 5v1 against Light Esports. So Light Esports gotta hunker down, make something work, because Eradiate's attack is just taking them down. Right now, Light Esports, their defense is not really able to hold against them, and it is crumbling under the pressure of Eradiate. Stream lagging. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like my internet's fine. I don't know, unfortunately. Anyways, let's I think we were on this third floor again. So like Radiate, I think wanted out too on top of that. So they just definitely, or yeah, I think they did. Ooh, Dusty able to get an early pick off, and again we're seeing some great value being provided from these early picks here as Radiate gets 2 picks off already in the first part of the round. Ooh, FaceCC able to pick off the Realmer on the back and now leaving down a Renegade and same mistake, I think, again. Oh, and unfortunately, FaceCC unfortunately goes in for the team kill on accident and gets himself picked off. And Shino will knock down him, but doesn't matter. Renegade's there for getting refragged off of Shino. Oh, Radiate. There's just, I can see why there's a lot of Radiate fans. They're just doing a really good job here. And Light Esports, unfortunately, they had a good, solid start with that pistol round, but I don't know. We're not seeing the same magic once the rifles start coming into play here. And they're struggling, obviously, with the economy as things are kind of swinging back and forth for them. But they've been on a losing streak, so now the economy should be giving them about, I think, 2,500 a round. I got to double check that. I'm pretty sure it's giving them about 2,500 a round. So at this point, it's really about maximizing what you're going to be getting from each round, and that's why, like, again, economy choices are a big deal for a game like Breachers. You got to really figure out what you should spend your money on, whether you should just go kind of min-maxing, which is basically just keep rocking Spectrals until you have Vezins or something in between. I've seen some teams really utilize half buys with these SMGs, and especially with SMGs being buffed now, it might be worth doing. here again from Eradiate. Not quite landing anywhere, but I think it's more of a distraction gameplay, really, before they make something happen. Ooh, weak move throws a beautiful frag, and it almost gets all the way out. And the double frag doesn't quite land as beautifully. Ooh, and Sprite gets the pick off there. They were literally not ready for that. Goes live, and it looks like Eradiate is trying to get this pitch in through this room. What matters, oh my goodness, the Light Esports players are knocking them down. Really have a really good defense this time around. Beautiful face frag from FaceCC, knocks another player down from Light Esports. Oh, I just missed that. FaceCC gets another knockdown. I mean, they're pulling wide on this, so they're able to pull in and get the knock themselves. And trade blow for blow. I mean, Light Esports now finally showcasing some really good confidence. And I want to see the same confidence from them coming into this final round. I don't know what it is about that first floor, but they just look like they really got it together on that first floor. Anyways, coming into the final round on this one, I mean, Light Esports has to hold this out, otherwise it's definitely gonna be a lot harder. We've seen how they attack; it's not quite there as much as their defense is, and they have to hold it through. Otherwise, I mean, that's another round in the pocket for Radiate, and that means they only need to win 3 more rounds. Definitely a really big round coming up for Light Esports. Economy looking a lot healthier this time around. Sprite does have a Vezin. And it looks like both teams are actually be fighting on pretty even footing. Radiate also themselves have fully outfitted Vezins and a fair amount of util in the pocket too. I mean, you got players like Shino rocking 4K. Definitely looking really good here. Let's see how Eradiate's setting up. No roamers this time around from Light Esports, I think. Sorry, only one roamer it looks like this time around. Yeah, I mean, Light Esports, I've seen them utilize the roamers to solid effect, but I think most of their kills and really good rounds have been from them anchoring very well. And a beautifully played frag again. Oh, just knocks out a famous Sage, and that was almost comedic. Their body flew all the way over the table there. An excellent usage of that drone. They really get that intel in and make something happen here. Go live, and I think this one solo can't quite see through that little smoke grenade. But doesn't matter. Sprite's in the corner trying to hold it down. They see Uncle Ron there. Really, an Uncle Ron versus Sprite. Oh, and they're so close. They're so close. Oh, and Sprite gets a pick off there. Let's go check out what's going on the Radiate side. Ooh, does come out of accidentally shot their teammate. Ooh, and a beautiful pick there from Renegade. Sprite does see them, does able to knock them down themselves, and the frag comes. Oh my goodness! A beautiful frag there from weak moves, shutting down the players in that little orange hallway. I mean, that was literally a round-changing frag. Like, if y'all weren't aware, it doesn't matter. Shino able to knock down solo, and it now comes down to weak moves and Shino pulling it all the way in, knowing they have to plan now. Both players scrambling. Oh, and literally seconds early, they could have had that. Oh, and a beautiful pick there from the weak moves. I mean, did they see the... Nope, they didn't see it. There it is. And there you go. That was a beautiful, beautiful clutch up from Light Esports there. I mean, the clutch frag right at the end there, and then this defuse clutch also. I mean, I'm telling y'all, like Light Esports, they got it in them. They got it in them, and I know they can do it. You know what I mean? I can see them doing it. All right, beautiful first half. I mean, first half. Sorry, I did not. First half, beautiful first half from Eradiate and Light Esports. There, I mean, it is literally round for round, just beautiful. And that's how we know Light Esports, they can do this. Unfortunately, can we see the same kind of gameplay for them on their attacking half? And that's what I'm wondering here, because seeing how they played on Hideout, I'm not quite sure if they can hold it out. Alright, let's see how Light Esports decides to attack this third floor here. I'm trying to see, there are not any roamers this time around from Radiate. It probably looks like a lot more anchors this time around, playing a lot more closer to site, waiting to see how Light Esports is going to attack them. The way that Light Esports is set up, probably a very common attack here. I mean, a 3-2, a couple players in store, probably trying to go for that hatch play. That's a very common play here. When Facey will knock them down there, they were not ready for that, as another incendiary comes down, and players are just getting knocked down left and right here. They cannot keep up. Facey swings wide, sees the other players, Solo's about to get knocked down, the other count, all coming down to Renegade now. And Dusty swing, I mean, the swinger here, I can tell you that. I've seen Dusty swing so many times, and Dusty is definitely one of those players why you can say swing or get swung, because they literally only swing. Radiate now coming out of this 4-3 against Light Esports. I personally, you know, if you can ask me if I'm betting or not, I would definitely bet on Eradiate. I definitely expect them to hold this one out. We've seen some really good gameplay from them consistently over the game. But Light Esports, again, they have little glimmers. They have little glimmer of hope, and I see it several times. I can see them almost get there, but things just don't quite click into place right at the end there, unfortunately, against Eradiate, which, again, they're holding their own pretty well against Light Esports here. Breaches going out. Oh my goodness, I don't think I can run. Gotta be very careful with some of these spots. Oh, and a beautiful wall bang there. They were Dusty, just beautiful. Chef's kiss there again. Anyways, setting up in storage now, trying to get this push in. Someone says static creed cast a match when when I'm available. I will definitely. I've been wanting to actually cast static creed. Y'all played really well. I've been wanting to. Oh, Dusty gets a beautiful 2-piece there. Let's get that little replay. in on that. They were not ready for that on Light Esports side. X-Ray is able to get that knockdown on Famous Sage. At this point, I think Renegade trying to hold that corner, utilizing their cloak, but doesn't quite matter. You know, Static Creed, I've actually been wanting to cash y'all. Like, I've seen y'all play, and obviously, I think pretty well. And I was hoping to pick up the casting this past weekend. Against what team was it? Was it Alpha Esports? Some team. Unfortunately, I was just unavailable. But I always tell people, like, if I'm available, I will pick up your cast, and it has the high votes. I try to go for high votes now. Like, obviously, it has my availability and whatever one has higher high votes, and that's what ended up happening tonight. It was between this game and I think it was an earlier game with two teams that I ended up going with this game because there's just more high votes. And you know, if the community wants to see a game, we gotta show it, right? And I'll usually do what I call like a charity match, which is like basically a game where it doesn't have as much hype votes, maybe a little bit higher up on the ladder, so not like quite a Master Tier game. And I like kind of showcasing teams across the whole ladder, right? Because yeah, I mean, it's VRML, right? It's not just the Master Tier teams; it's all the teams. And that's the logic I always have when I cast a team that isn't a Master Tier team or even a top like Diamond team, right? I think all teams definitely deserve to be casted because there's some. I'm critical, don't get me wrong. I definitely make a lot of comments on people's economy choices and stuff like that. But everyone I think is worth casting. It's cool to see people doing non-meta things and see maybe it might make sense to switch things up or not. Taking the drone definitely knows someone is in there giving the call-outs. The next point, this X-Ray is trying to hold down and fight against these roamer trappers coming out, trying to get them picked off. And Sprite sees him. Unfortunately, the trap does not spring as they get shot down there. Now leaving Eradiate with only 4 players on their defending half. Where are these players? But they do have one more roamer. Looks like they might spring that trap with that last roamer on the bottom there from Uncle Ron. Let's go see, where is Light Esports going? Oh, they might be going in. Okay, they're going in for the display room hatch. That's definitely a little bit of a mix-up on their play here. I think Uncle Ron definitely aware that someone's going to be here. Oh, and Weak Moves turns at the last second, and Uncle Ron just waiting, trying to see if there's another player upstairs. And that is blow for blow. Now leaving 4-4 for both teams. But I think Eradiate probably going to be aware that there's going to be some commotion happening in the display room pretty soon. And I'm not the biggest fan of jump hatches. I'm really not, but they really like utilizing them. Uncle Ron gets a 2-piece there. I think, was that a body? A body bang there? You see that? I've never seen that icon. A body bang. Sorry, collateral. Through one of the players, getting them 2 pieces. Face CC gets a frag off, knocking out another player. Now leaving it down to Solo. Bashino finished that one up, giving Eradiate another round win in the pocket. I mean, there's just some good stuff here. And that's what I'm saying, you know, Light Esports, they can get that early pick, they can get potentially even another second early pick, but it just, unfortunately, things just don't come into play here, and that's why I'm kind of sad, you know. I know they got it in them. Unfortunately, Eradiate, again, just showcasing really good gameplay against them, definitely on their defensive half, as they've just been able to hold them down, and nothing really happens for them there. And I think Dusty having a little bit of fun with their trip behind, trying to figure out where to put it. Probably just chilling here. Dropped frames. Anyways, let's see. Light Esports setting up. It looks like they might be switching this up, going in for a B push. Anyways, let's talk about this economy again. So we have probably, it looks like a match point for Eradiate, but they got fully outfitted Bezins. For their side versus Light Esports, this is definitely not looking the best for them. They're definitely economically disadvantaged here. And they have to do something different. And I think they're trying to figure out how to get their play. They might be going in for a very aggressive 4 or 5 man push here. And they did not check their corners here. Uncle Ron gets a beautiful pick off. I mean, can that be an ace? That's an ace there. I mean, what can I tell you? What can I tell you? You gotta check those corners. That's all I gotta tell you there. I mean, literally an ace from Uncle Ron in the span of, I don't even know, 10 seconds. That's how long the replays are in this game. It's 10 seconds. Anyways, Eradiate coming out of the gate, starting off really well. On Hideout, they had what, 7-2, I want to say. That replay is still there. 7-2 coming out on Hideout, and it looks like Light Esports was still trying to fight a little bit more, hopefully get something to work a little bit better in their favor coming into the second half, but unfortunately didn't quite happen there. Eradiate, again, they have that experience, they have that team chemistry. They've just been playing for so long and so much between each other. Light Esports unfortunately was not able to hold up against that, and they held at least one more round on Factory, but it still came down to a 7-3. And I mean, what else can I say? That last play there at the end, I think it had a good idea in hand, but you just got to check those corners. Like, I don't care if there's 5 players diving in on a room, you check every corner, and unfortunately that's not what happened there, as Uncle Ron was able to get a beautiful 5-piece, get a beautiful ace right at the end there. And I mean, I got that a little instant replay for them too. Someone said if Eradiate were to lose, would they go down like 15 spots, or how does it work? Yeah, so again, with the way the ladder's built, it also tries to predict who's going to win or lose, right? And with, like, say Light, if they were to win this one, Eradiate actually would drop a good amount. I mean, because they're so much lower on the ladder, it's expecting them to not win. So definitely would be a bigger MMR impact than if they were to, than if Light Esports were to lose this one, right? Anyways. Good. Sorry, I just wanted to answer that. I saw it in the chat. But really fun gameplay. I mean, again, there's so many times Light Esports, like, I can see it. You got little glimmers of hope there. It was doing really well. Unfortunately, things just don't pan out. And I think you should come check out this cast. Definitely try to figure out, hey, like, where do we make our mistakes? How do they, how do we adjust to that? And kind of come out on the better half. I mean, y'all got one more week. Maybe go in a couple challenges if you want. Definitely get those scrims. When you can, and Eradiate, keep doing what you're doing, because you did a really good job there and you held out. I mean, 7-2, 7-3, definitely really solid performance there, and some great picks off from some of these players on Eradiate side. I mean, we saw some great plays that came out from Eradiate side, and you got the ace play at the end there from Uncle Ron, right? Anyways, I think that is it. For me, just want to give one more shout out to, I think it's going to be Pro2 VR. Definitely check them out. They have some great VR rifle mounts and VR accessories. They can help stabilize your aim in game. And you pick up one of these stocks whenever you can. And there's a lot of different stocks. You know, you have the mag tube. You have these fully adjustable stocks. I think there's one that gives you that force tube with haptic feedback. Some definitely really cool stuff. You want to check it out. And I believe they also have a variety of other products ranging. This is from Beat Saber to joystick mounts. Definitely check out Pro2 VR for your controlled peripherals if you want to level up your game. And I think that is it for me tonight. Today, best of luck to everyone. Congratulations to Eradiate coming out with this win. And again, Light Esports, don't overthink this. This is, again, a team that's been playing for a while now. Y'all, I think, just go back to the drawing board for the practice board, see what you can do, and then practice. And who knows what y'all can be doing in season 2. Y'all might be coming in with some crazy gameplay, but we'll never quite know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see when the next season comes out. But that will be it for me tonight. I will see y'all around, and have a good night.
Adventures VRML is brought to you by Triangle Factory, HyperX, ProTube VR, VR Cover. Thanks for watching VRML.